Hello, everyone. This is Chris Ike again. How are you today? Today we'll be talking about the cost of living and the effort the government is making to tackle the falling naira, the devaluating naira, and how speedily the naira is dropping. I'll start by naming some of the effort the government is making and the side effect of some of those um, efforts. Like I said in the previous video, the government is doing a trial and error in their effort to fight the falling naira. The government is barely doing a trial and error in their effort to fight the cost of living rising and the devaluating naira. We've read that the government is cracking down on bureau de change. The government is cracking down on bureau de change, but the government is not doing anything to crack down on the black market. That's interesting. Cracking down on the bureau de change, to my analysis, will not help the government achieve their objective unless they have something else in mind. We also heard about government trying to um, send cash to 3 to 50 million households in Nigeria. It's a welcome development, but the side effect is going to it is going to increase the inflationary rate. Rather than the government increasing or sending cash to people that will end up spending the money on imported goods, or some might end up going to buy dollars with the money, thereby increasing the speculation in the system. I would suggest that the government focus on giving them a voucher or a debit card or a charge card that they can spend solely on food. If they are giving them that money specifically for food or for the cost of living, but giving them cash, to my own personal judgment, it is not advisable because most people will not spend that money. Most people will want to use that money to buy dollars and store the dollars, thereby increasing the demand for the dollars, increasing the speculation. Because as it is right now, almost every Nigerian is speculating. I would have preferred to see the government spend the money in trying to create a credit line for small and medium enterprises. I would have preferred the government to use that opportunity to create a credit line for small and medium enterprises. These are the ones that are contributing directly to the economy, and they are the ones creating jobs. Government need to look into creating a credit facility for small and medium enterprises. So the idea of giving people cash, unless we are trying to buy political favors or to calm their nerves down, that is going to have a side effect on our economy. Not remember that our economy is about 90% import dependent. Giving them the cash will increase their demand for more imported goods. Again, giving them cash, to my own opinion, is not advisable. But giving them a charge card solely to be used for food item, solely to be used for food item will go a long way, not only supporting the economy, but also supporting the farmers. And we also heard about government trying to fight speculators from every angle. Mm-mm. That is not that is not advisable from my own view. Who are you trying to fight? Almost every Nigerian is a speculator. They might not be buying dollars. Some are buying valuable items like gold. Some are spending their money on landed properties. Some are buying items that will not devalue. So almost every Nigerian at this time are speculating. And if we ask ourselves what are the causes of this speculation, the major reason is the fear of the unknown. It is a fear of the insecurity. It is a fear that the people do not trust those managing the economy. So if you start fighting or claiming to be fighting the speculators, let's assume it is for social media purposes. It's not going to achieve nothing. It is only going to increase the fear. It's only going to tell the people that the government does not understand what they are doing. They are trying to dip their hands everywhere to see how much they can fight to get it off when the government is not addressing the major cause of the problem. In one of my videos, I said we cannot get out of this fear if government does not tackle the insecurity in the country. Because the insecurity is what led to the food shortage, because the farmers cannot get to the farm. The insecurity is what is leading people to say that the government is incapable of handling the situation. The insecurity is what is leading to the economic meltdown. The insecurity is what is making the distribution of food item not to go round. Government must spend more of their resources in fighting the insecurity. So trying to run after speculators, I want to assume that it's for social media purposes, but it's not going to achieve nothing because almost every Nigerian is speculating. And government should focus more on dealing with the banks. The banks are more speculators than any other speculator. They give them dollar at a discounted rate. The bank run trade the money and drop the money in the black market. And we're busy running after the wrong people. We can try, but we'll never get through it. Government can do what they want to do. It can only work for a while. Then it will draw back. We also read about government trying to source for funds, dollars, to cushion the devaluing naira. The Nigerian economy will consume that money and ask for more. If you source for the money, how long is the money going to last? In the short term, it will stabilize the exchange rate. But what happens in the long term? We'll end up not achieving anything, and the debts will be so high. We also heard about government trying to crack down on the some of the cryptocurrency sites and the companies, claiming that these are guys who speculate and put the dollar value at a very high rate. That we can only achieve very minimum purpose. This guy does not really control the economy. If the CBN cannot do their regulatory function, of regulating the financial system. The CBN had no reason being the central bank. Because this is purely demand and supply from a common economic sense. If these guys place this dollar rate at a very high price, buyers will not go to them if people can buy from the market, if people can buy from the banks. But the banks are not selling to them. So where did they fall to? They fall back to the black market. They fall back to these guys who are willing to sell to them. Because if the banks are willing to sell and they are properly regulated, nobody will want to leave the cheap market and go to the what? The more expensive market. The government should look into some of these things. If the government cannot catch up or regulate the commercial banks, then we have a problem. Most banks are declaring profit, so much profit, when they are virtually doing little or nothing. What are they doing? Government should look into it and put a better regulatory system in place. So when government keep telling keep telling us that they are doing everything possible to tackle the situation, they are going the wrong direction. They are all going the wrong directions. Tackle the insecurity and properly regulate the commercial banks. We will see the Naira stabilizing. But when you form all the agency you try to form, when you bring all the whole national security advisory team together just to go after speculators, you're wasting your time. How many speculators can you go after? The whole Nigerians? Because most people are scared of what tomorrow holds for them. Everybody wants to hoard their money. Everybody wants to buy the dollar. They want to buy the gold. They want to buy property to keep their money. The farmers don't want to sell, the few farmers don't want to sell their item. They only sell the ones that they need the money immediately because they are not sure of the management of the system. Last time, the government said they are trying to open all the reserves, only for we to discover that there are nothing in the reserves. So we have no reserve, no emergency reserve to fall back to. The government is only doing trial and error in this sort of analysis. If they don't put an organized force to tackle the insecurity and the bank regulations, then we are barely playing games with ourselves. Yes, I'm not trying to be pessimistic here, but I'm trying to be very objective. The government must know how to control the banks, how to punish them when they go wrong, how to let them know that a new umpire is in town. So dealing with speculators, you are dealing with the wrong group. Also, the government must try to get a stabilized custom duties. Most important are not sure of what their duties are going to be. So then they tell you that they are pegging the duty to the dollar for 1,400. Tomorrow it moves to 1,005. If people are not sure what their duties are going to be, it scares importers because everybody wants to plan before they import things into the country. So we see how the whole fear thing is growing. People do not trust the government. People are scared of tomorrow. They know that the country is insecure. The CBN is not able to regulate the commercial banks. The government is not providing funds for small and medium enterprise. Instead, the government is giving the cash to the consumers. You see, all these measures are not, they are only for the short term that will not last long. Government must look at what they are doing and fix things right. They can't be jumping everywhere. You can do that in your family, not in a country. And the government must try to control other northern governors with what they are doing right now. Because the more they try to prevent the distribution of the fuel goods coming to the south, the more it's increasing the fear. And when those goods does not get to the south, guess what will happen? Very soon, the southerners will start hoarding whatever is going to the north. And at a point, it will even get to the oil that they'll start blocking off the exploration of the oil. And that will be another phase. So if government does not wake up and tell themselves, let's put this together, we're in a big problem. Like I said in one of my videos, the presidency must not only get 5 governors to talk about the food emergency, it has to be all the governors, all the security chiefs. Because when every one of them come together, no, they won't suggest that the northern governors prevent the distribution of the fuel food from coming to the south. That is totally unacceptable. We are in one country. And the more they try to do that, when the bites start getting harder for the people in the south, they will start their own protest or they'll start blocking anything going to the north. Then that will bring us to another phase of economic problem. And I hope that will not lead to the government meltdown or the government shutdown because we are getting closer to it. Again, distributing cash to the people can only work for the short run. I will not have any major benefits to the economy, but increase the inflation of the economy. Thank you. One more time. If you are a leader, how would you handle this situation? Please give us your opinion. Thank you.